Have you ever wondered why some people can just walk into a room, start talking, and everyone just listens? While other people, well, they just get tuned out. It's not some kind of magic charisma, It's a science. And that's what we're going to break down today, the architecture of attention.
So let's set the scene. Imagine you're in a meeting, maybe you're at dinner with your friends, or heck, giving a big presentation. You're getting to the best part, the absolute core of your idea. This is the moment that really, really matters. You're passionate about it, and it's crucial that everyone in the room gets it. But then you see it. Just out of the corner of your eye, a phone screen lights up. Somebody else's eyes drift over to the window. You hear that little whisper of a side conversation starting up. And you feel it, right? The familiar, sinking feeling. And in that one split second, this really tough realization just hits you like a ton of bricks. They're not with you. They're not really here. And that's the painful truth, isn't it? But here's the crazy part. What if it's not because they're being rude? What if the way we're communicating is actually inviting them to check out? So the big question is, how do you flip that script? How do you become the person whose voice cuts through all the noise and makes people actually lean in, wanting more? Well, that's exactly the skill we're going to unpack today. So, first things first, let's get into why this even happens. And this is so important. It's not because you're boring. It's all about how the human brain is hardwired for survival. See, your brain is like this incredibly strict bouncer at a nightclub. It's an attention filter, and every single second it's asking one question. Is this important for my survival, for my goals, for my happiness? And if the answer isn't a loud yes, well, you're not getting in. The brain just moves on to save energy. It's a defense mechanism, really. So let this really sink in for a second. When people ignore you, it's not a personal attack. It's just their brain's filter doing its job. So the goal isn't to be more entertaining. It's to signal to their brain that what you're saying is important. Okay, so that leads us right into the number one mistake people make. The thing that instantly tells the brain, hey, you can totally ignore this. And it all happens right at the very beginning. Okay, take a look at this. On the left, you've got the typical weak opening. So, I was kind of thinking, it's hesitant, it screams uncertainty, and the listener's brain, it's already checked out. But now, look to the right. A hook like, you lose most people's attention in the first 8 seconds. Boom! Instantly, their brain sits up and goes, wait, what? Am I doing that? I need to hear this. And that's the whole secret right there. Great communicators don't just dump information on you. They create an information gap. They open up a little loop in your brain that you just have to close. They pose a puzzle, hint at a surprise, and once that curiosity loop is open, the brain is desperate for the answer. All right, so you've hooked them. Awesome. But now you're facing another danger, just talking too much and overwhelming them. Now, this next idea is going to feel totally backwards. We think that to explain something big, we need to use more words, right? But think about it. When someone just drones on and on without taking a breath, does your focus get sharper? Or does your mind start to wander off? It's like trying to drink from a fire hose. Your brain just can't process it all. The absolute best speakers, they're masters of rhythm. They use pauses to let a really big idea land. They let their words breathe. And you know what the most powerful tool of all is? Silence. Seriously, think about it. When a speaker just stops talking for a beat, what does everyone in the room do? They lean in. Their focus gets laser sharp. Silence creates suspense. It signals that what's coming next is really, really important. All right, now for the real game changer. This is the secret weapon that separates the good speakers from the ones you'll never, ever forget. It's the one tool that makes ideas not just heard, but felt and remembered. Okay, so I could just give you this fact right here. Confidence is important when speaking. I mean, it's true. It's correct. But does it move you? Do you feel anything? Does it stick with you? Probably not. Our brains just aren't wired to remember dry facts. But let's try this another way. Imagine that student up there. You can almost feel his hands shaking, right? You can hear his voice crack. But then there's that shift. He takes a breath, he slows down, and the whole room goes quiet. He's got them. Why is that so much more powerful? Because when you hear a story, your brain activity actually starts to mirror the storyteller's. You're not just hearing information, you're experiencing it right along with them. But you know what? You can have the best story in the world, and it can still fall completely flat if you're missing one last crucial ingredient. the unspoken stuff, the energy and confidence you're putting out there. Your energy is basically a broadcast signal. It gets there before your words do. If your voice is flat and you sound bored, you're sending a message that says, hey, this isn't really important. But if you speak with some passion, some real conviction, that energy is absolutely contagious. It tells every brain in the room, pay attention, this matters. And look, confidence can feel like this huge abstract idea, but it's not. It really just boils down to 3 simple practical things. 1, speak slowly. It shows you're in command. 2, choose your words with care. It shows you value what you're saying. And 3, and this is the big one, stand behind what you say. That deep down belief is what people connect with. So let's go all the way back to the beginning, but let's imagine it differently this time. You walk into that room, you start to speak, and something changes. People pause what they're doing, phones go dark and get put away. The whole room quiets down. All eyes are on you, because your words now have weight. And that power, it isn't magic, it's a skill. It's something anyone can learn by creating curiosity, by wrapping your ideas in stories, and delivering it all with a real energy and confidence. You are literally building the architecture of attention. So the next time you have something important to say, I want you to ask yourself this one simple question. Are you just talking,